Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Transcendent Path Learning. If you can hear me clearly and you're ready to smash your use of English post UTME, drop a ready on the Zoom chat. If you can hear me clearly, drop ready on in the Zoom's chat. If your mic is turned on, kindly mute them. Okay. All right. Thank you. Excellent. I see you're ready. Okay, let's move straight to business. In today's lesson, we are attacking a topic that looks simple but drops thousands of students every year because of hidden examiner traps. So the lesson is article masterclass. Many students will be like, why are we taking this piece of cake? It's so easy, but it can be technical. That's why it's important we understand the concept of article in English. So we are talking about A and the famous zero article. By the time we leave the Zoom room today, you will look at this question and spot the correct answer in less than 5 seconds. So let's go straight into business. I love business a lot. I'm a business person, so that's why I use that term business. Okay, so let's do this interactive warm-up activity. Okay, so which sound more natural to you? A apple, an apple. A apple or an apple? Can you type it on the chat box? An apple. So why the English speaker says the sun, but we would never say a sun? What's the hidden logic? We only have one sun. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Esther. I have many smart students here. As a matter of fact, all of you are awesome. You've really been awesome. And I always appreciate the fact that you interact. That's why we are here. So you will look at the questions and spot the correct answers in less than 5 seconds. Let's move on to the next slide. So listen closely, guys. There are three simple categories you must memorize for your exam. The first one is A and an, general, indefinite. Use when introducing any generic or non-specific singular item. When you are introducing any generic noun, not a singular item, you use a or an. You're introducing them for the first time in a sentence. For example, give me a pen, a pen. That's the first time you're introducing it. So that's why I always tell you that in language, we are not only looking at a word alone, we are looking at the context, the meaning itself, how the words, like how the sentence come up about. Yeah. For example, now you said, okay, I need a pen. When I say I need a pen, it's generic. That is, it means I need any pen. So that's the first time I'm talking about it. That's when we use a and and. On the other hand, D is specific. That is definite. We use it when both you and the listener knows exactly which specific thing we are talking about. You know, for every language or any communication, there would be a listener that is listening to the communication. So when the listener and you already know what we're talking about, that's when you use D. Also, you can even use it when the now is coming in the second time on in the sentence. For example, I okay, I I saw a car at the port. I saw a car at the garage. The car is quite expensive. You can see the first time I spoke about the car, I said talked about I saw a car because that's the first time I'm introducing it in the sentence. So the second time, the listener already knows the car I'm talking about. Like I told him I saw a car. So the listener already knows the kind of car I'm talking about. So the next time I will introduce it, I won't say a car again. I would say the car. So the listener understand that the car I'm referring to is the car I made mention of in the first instance. So D is more specific. It's used when the listener already knows exactly which item we mean. For example, blue, pass the blue pen, specifically that one. Yes, pass the blue pen. Yeah, you understand that the listener knows the kind of pen that you're passing. So that's it. Let's move on to the zero article. Article means no article. This is the ultimate trap zone. We don't use a and d for general uncountable nouns. Please take note of that. Or general plurals. You don't use a, an, or they for general uncountable nouns or general plural. So this is where many students get trapped. You can't say a bread. You can't say a rice. So these are uncountable now. They don't have article A and or there. So there are zero articles. Please always pay attention to that. Uncountable nouns, these are nouns that cannot be counted. Countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. So when you want to use a and, you use them for an for countable nouns, and there to use it for countable nouns. But when you're talking about approaching uncountable nouns, you don't need a or an. For example, we say water. Water is essential for life. You can't say water are essential for life or the water. You can't say the water is essential for life. No. Children like sweets, not the children like sweets. Please always pay attention to that. Okay, so let's look at article types. A consonant. A consonant. A consonant. A consonant. So whenever we have a consonant sound, now we are not looking at just word itself, we are looking at the sound. So that's where many students get trapped. They are mostly interested in the alphabet. Please, it's not the alphabet. This is where we need sound skill. So you're going to listen to the sound you hear. That would determine if the word is consonant or it's vowel sound. So if we are presented with consonant sound, we are going to use A. And when we are presented with vowel sound, we would use han. And something more specific, we are using D. Okay, let's look at an instance. Before singular nouns with a consonant sound, for example, boy, bo boy. So, boy is the sound is so it's consonant, so that would take on A. Ha to secondly R. H is completely silent. So we have R. R is like it's a vowel. Some people will say R that this is H, but here you can listen. The H is silent there. We can simply hear R, and R is what vowel, so which is an R, not a hour. Please always pay attention to the sound here. So we can say a university. Some people will say, oh, why university? University. That is you. No, you. The sound is you, which is Y. Y-O-O. It's pronounced as you. Y-O-O. So that will take on A. Please, this lesson is indispensable. It's really essential for you to avoid many errors. Okay, let's move on to the next one. An. We have an an umbrella. Umbrella. The sound is vowel. So that would take on han. So something specific, for example, when you have when you have a unique celestial body, superlative, known entities, when you already know the entities, the listener knows the entities. Yeah, you use there. For example, the sun, the Eiffel Tower, the USA, the shortest boy. This one is in the case of superlative. When you're comparing, yeah, and you're using the superlative, yeah, you use the plus superlative. The tallest boy, the smartest boy, and the president, yeah, a known entity. Yeah. So the last one is zero. That's plural generalization, abstract concepts, uncountable noun. Honesty is key. Dogs bark. Milk is healthy. So, we can see some uncountable nouns here, plural generalization. When you have abstract concepts, yeah, you don't use articles there. You don't say the honesty is key. This is an abstract context, is a plural generalization. Honesty is key. Milk is healthy. Milk is uncountable now. Okay, let's look at UTME strategy. As I said earlier, that it's important for you to ignore it's important for you to ignore spellings and match sounds. Yeah, always pay attention to the sounds of words. Yeah, when they sound like vowel, you choose an, and they are countable. Yeah, when they sound like vowel, they are countable. You use an um when they sound like consonants. When they sound like consonants, yeah, you use a. So always pay attention to the sound, not spelling. I think that will save you a lot. Always say the word out loud. Focus on the actual pronunciation rather than the leading letters. The leading letters will confuse you. Test for uncountability. Abstract ideas like love, knowledge never takes a or an. Identify contextual trap. Post-UTME questions deliberately try to trap you with tricky starting letters. So this is where you need your phonetic knowledge, yeah, phonetic skill. Okay, let's look at this practice question. Let me see what you've got. So can you try to attempt this? She bought dash umbrella for our upcoming classes. She bought dash umbrella for our upcoming classes. Okay. So why is it an umbrella? Why not a umbrella? Umbrella starts with the short vowel sound or, which is a vowel sound. So definitely you're going to use an umbrella is a countable noun. So that would take on an, not a. Okay, let's move on. So this triggers the use of the indefinite article an to ensure fluid speech connectivity. The spelling also align with the sound here, making it very standard warm-up question. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I saw Dash dog in the street this morning. So easy. I saw Dash dog in the street this morning. Okay, Deborah, a dog. Peculiar, a dog. Okay. Yeah, this is just a random dog barking. So that will take on A. As you can hear, it's a consonant sound. So that will take on t. Okay, the next one. Dash sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So we are moving to more tricky questions. We are moving to tricky questions. Can't I see? Why is it D? Can someone unmute themselves and tell me the reason why it's D? I also want to learn from you. Okay.
Because, like you said, Ma, the sun is a celestial body. So the article that would be used for such is the.
Absolutely. I'm really impressed. Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah. The sun is a unique celestial body, so there is only one sun in our solar system. For unique geographical or cosmic objects, always use the. Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on. The next one, she's known by all teachers to be dash honest girl. Honest. Yeah, it's becoming tricky. Honest. So everyone is choosing B. Han, I want to test your knowledge. Why is it not A? Can someone answer that question? Why is it not A? Honest. Can someone unmute themselves and answer the question? Why is it not A? Honest? Because some people will simply look at it. Honest is H. So this is a consonant. Yeah, the spelling is consonant. Why is it not an? Why is
And
it not A?
like you have told us, man, since the if you are to pronounce the word honest, the H is silent. So it's the O at the second letter that is pronounced first. The H is silent, so that makes it take a vowel sound. Therefore, the right article for it is an.
Absolutely. That's 100% correct. So that's why I said that you should pay attention to the sound, not the spelling. So the H there is silent, so that would take on han, which is a vowel sound. So always pay attention to that. Thank you for that. I think I have professors in this class. I'm really impressed. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Please, whoever is marking should not annotate. It's a bit distracting. Water is essential for life on Earth. Okay. Can another person help us to explain the reason why the answer is D? Another person, he has been the only one talking. I want to hear from other people.
Ma, you said before that water is one of the uncountable nouns, and um we can't count water, so it has to be zero article.
Exactly. That's it. I don't need to stress myself on that. She has simply said it. Water is an uncountable noun. So an uncountable noun don't take a or an. So it is simply what you will simply use what no article for that. Absolutely. The next one, E is recognized as dash best student in the class. Okay. I can call on anybody. Please be prepared because I can see answers popping in. Yeah, Fei Shola, why is it there? Why is the answer there? Fei Shara? Everyone chose the. So Feishara, why is it there? Okay. While waiting for Feishara, how about Deborah? Deborah, why is it there? Okay, someone said because it is a specific title i- there. No, it's not that. He is recognized as the best student in the class. Okay, can other people try? Kindly unmute yourself and say the reason because I want you to be the teacher for today. I'm your student for today. I think Feishara is shy.
You said
Okay, you can continue.
you said it is, and we can use the as a superlative.
Exactly. Yeah,
Good. I
thank
mean, best is the
thank you. Thank you for that. I have many good teachers here. They are indeed professors. Thank you for that. Yeah. They're the best. This is superlative. So whenever you're using superlative, yeah, you can simply use the she is the tallest girl in class. You cannot say she is tallest girl. No, superlative always have the article before it. Please take note of that. Now we are not just looking at the answers, the right answers. Yeah, we are also focusing on the reason why the answer is this. Okay, the next one. I need dash pen to borrow from. Okay. I need dash pen you borrowed from me yesterday. Okay. Peculiar said, see the pen. Okay, why is it the pen? Why is it the pen? I need the pen you borrowed from me yesterday. So can someone explain the reason why it's the pen, not a pen?
Um, Depend because saying you borrowed from me yesterday means makes the pen specific, so the listener knows what you're talking about, so it makes the pen specific. A is
Exactly.
like random, so D is for specific stuff and the pen is specific.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. The listener is aware of the pen you borrowed. Yeah. Even though the pen is a common pen is common, countable noun that would normally take on a, but the extra clause there you borrowed from me yesterday, which Emmanuel said that the listener already understands, the listener knows the pen the speaker is talking about, so that make it specific, which is D. Please, if you have any question, you can simply send it on the chat box. The next one, my sister wants to study hard to become dash doctor. Okay, a doctor. Why is it a doctor? Another person. Why is it a doctor? As I said today, you'll be my tutor. I'm just your student for today. Why is it a doctor? My sister wants to study art to become a doctor. Why a doctor? Why not to become doctor? No one is talking. Someone should help us out. I said I'm also learning from you guys today. Okay, since no one is helping us out, let's move because we are running out of time. So when introducing singular countable profession or occupation, e.g. doctor, lawyer, teacher, engineer, we use a or an depending on the starting phonetic sound. That's the reason. Okay, we have more questions. Dash boys are naturally highly energetic. Okay, Moyin said D. Marvelous says C. No article. Boys are naturally highly energetic. Someone said C. The boys are naturally highly energetic. So let's see the answer. Boys is a plural noun and it's been used generally here. So you cannot say a boys. It's just used generally. The context here is what is generic. So it has no article. That's the correct answer for that. I'm just trying to be fast because the time is not on our side. The next one, the lazy messenger kept us waiting for dash R. Is it a R or an R or the her or no article? Her, B. Yeah, I think we did this in the example. And R, yeah. The sound there is R, not H. H is silent. I always tell you to pay attention to the sound. So H is silent, meaning the word phonetically initiates the vowel sound. Therefore, it requires the indefinite article an. Let's move on. This scholarship dash unique opportunity. This scholarship dash unique opportunity. Although unique begins with the vowel letter U in pronounced with consonants Y. Yeah. The vowel starts, but it sounds Y, not U. Unique, just like university. U. So that would be a unique, not an unique. It doesn't even sound right. Have you ever heard something like an unique before? So it's literally a unique. Yeah. Everyone got the answer. My uncle is dash MP. Let me see your answer for this. This is a bit tricky. I want to see your answer for this. Please be fast before the time goes out. We just have a few minutes to go. My uncle is dash MP. People chose A. Why is it A? Please, someone should answer that. Why is it A MP? Someone should answer that. You can unmute yourself, please. Even if you have answered the question before, because I can see that some people are shy of answering questions. Yeah, if you've answered before, you can simply help us out. Why is it A MP?
I believe that if you are to look at the options very well, the one that seems to flow uh with what comes after the underlying the line is A. It's option A. a member of parliament. My uncle is a member of the parliament.
Thank you. Thank you for that. But I want to shock you that that's not the answer. Yeah, this member of parliament is just a distractor. You have to focus on the sound here. MP. MP. M sounds EM, so which is an MP, not A. I knew many students will get
Thank you,
trapped
ma'am.
there. Yeah, you're welcome. So remember, M is an abbreviation. Yeah, please don't look at the abbreviation. Just look at the word before the full meaning. Yeah, that's that word's in the paragraph. That's the full meaning of member of MP. It's just like a distractor there for you. You focus on MP, and MP is sound EM, so that will take on an. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Dash Gold of South African is globally renowned. Someone said D, C, D, C, no article, C, the gold. So when we're talking about gold here, gold is a general material, uncountable noun. So we don't use article for general substance. Okay, sorry. The gold of South African, yeah. So it would have there. It will have there. Sorry, that was a mistake. Because of South African, yeah. Gold is generic actually, but we are talking about the one of South